So my video is going on. At the same time, I'm taking photographs. These bin bags are indispensable items in wildlife photography. I'm Matrishwa from Matrishwa Vyas Clinical and Wildlife Photography. In this video, I'm going to tell you what are the photography equipment which I carried for my 1 month long safari traversing South Africa, Botswana, Tanzania and Kenya. But before that, let me tell you that I am recording this video in front of my tent in Lorien Safari Camp. This is a beautiful camp, and if you are visiting Masai Mara, please consider visiting and booking your safaris with Lorien Safari Camp. Wildlife photography without a telephoto lens cannot be think of. So the first equipment which I carry is this 400mm f2.8 lens, and needless to say that this is a Nikon equipment. This 400mm 2.8, I am using it with 1.4x converter. That means if I use this particular converter, this lens becomes f4 lens instead of f2.8. This assembly, the lens and the converter, is used along with my D500 camera. Now this D500 camera is a crop sensor body. That means that if I am using a crop sensor body of D500 along with f2.8 400mm lens, the effective focal length becomes 400 into 1.5 is 600mm. Now if I use a 1.4x converter with it, then the effective focal length is to be multiplied 600 into 1.4, and that goes to around 840. To round it off, we can say it is 850. Now there is one more very specific advantage of using this Nikon camera, that it has an inbuilt crop factor of 1.3x. That means that in camera cropping of 1.3x can be done. So 850 into 1.3 is around 1100mm. So imagine, with this particular equipment, I can get an effective focal length of around 1100mm. Look at some of the photographs which I shot using this particular lens. The second equipment which I am using is Nikon 70 to 200mm f2.8 lens, and this is a Z series lens which is used along with a Z6 II body. Now Z6 II is a full frame camera, so my effective focal length is from 70 to 200mm, but there is a 2x converter also along with this which I am using. Sometimes I am using, sometimes I am not using, but this 2x converter, if I fit it along with 70 to 200 camera 200mm lens, then my effective focal length becomes 140 to 400, but my aperture would become f5.6, to stop less, because I am using a 2x converter. In Masai Mara, in Africa, in Tanzania, in Botswana, I realized that light is very good. Animals are not inside the shade, they are in open, and hence there is no need to have a wide open aperture if you do not wish to shoot in night or some other time. Look at some of the images which I shot using this camera. The third utility camera which I am carrying is Z50 along with a kit lens 16 to 50mm. Now this 16 to 50mm is 3.5 to 6.3 aperture. That means at 16mm it will have an aperture size of maximum aperture size of 3.5, and at 50mm it will have a maximum aperture size of 6.3. This is a handy camera. I'm using it if the animals are coming too close, and I'm using it for videos. Look at some of the images and videos which I shot using this camera and lens combination. The fourth camera I am using is the action camera, Hero GoPro 8. I am using it mainly for videos and for those situations where the animals are coming too close. So this was about my camera equipment which I am using during my African safari. Now, very important thing. Since I have so many equipment brought with me, I have to declare it to the customs department. So for declaration, you prepare a list of your camera equipment, identification particulars, approximate value in your currency, and address it to the Assistant Commissioner of Customs of whatever airport you are exiting your home country. In the subject, you write export certificate and preferably type this particular thing in your letterhead, sign it and print it in duplicate, 2 copies. 1 copy the custom officer will keep with him, another copy will be with you. Preserve this copy because at the time of return, the custom department may ask you for this particular declaration and they may counter check. So this is a vital piece of paper which you need to preserve along with your passport and other documents. If any one of you wants the format of this particular letter, then please write to me on matrishwa@gmail.com, or you can simply put the comment with your email address in the comment box of this particular video. I will send you the format of this letter which is to be printed. You can modify according to your need and just print it. I hope this particular video helped you a bit. If so, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to this channel.